Today's show is brought to you and the congregation by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook. Shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook. You know they're the top-rated sportsbooking app in all of North America. They're safe. They're secure. You see the homie over here just like him? They reliable, baby. And, of course, if we're going to talk about the homies at DraftKings, you know we got to talk about the promo codes they got going on, right? Because they stay with a deal, Deke. And the deal right now is, initial bet, $5. You receive $200 in bonus bets instantly. But, you know what the kicker is. No pun intended. You have to use the promo code MOATS. All right, you see it right there. Use that, man. It's an awesome situation. I mean, who knows? We saw some anytime touchdowns that took place yesterday or some anytime scores as well. So you got to have some flexibility with that. But DraftKings offers a ton of those options to you. Now, we also know that you can struggle. You can become a little overzealous, a little overwhelmed with the situation, and you might turn into having a problem. And for those that do have those problems, if you live in New York, you know it's a number that you could text. But for everybody else, the number to dial is 1-800-GAMBLER. Man, shout out the boss. Because there was a lot of teams out there that was not making their field goals, let alone hitting 3 from 50 plus.
Yeah.
And imagine if we missed 2 of them. Changes a lot, man. The way that they feel of this game, all that down the stretch, man.
Yeah, that's the other thing for me, too. I feel like there are people out there that are complaining that this is the same old offense. We're not scoring touchdowns. We can't compete in the modern NFL, scoring 18 points. It's like, come on, bro. You got to win the games that are in front of you. And, how this game was playing out, like those field goals added up and got us more points, 8 more points than the Falcons. What's the difference between 18-10 versus us winning 35-25?
Or us losing 34-28.
Well, we'll say 35 to, what's an 8-point difference? 27. What's the difference? Going by 8 points.
Come on, man. I would also say this. If we're just simply saying what are the prerequisites for a good offensive performance, right? We would say, we want you to have scoring drives, right? We had 6 of those. We would say, we want you to protect the football, right? You can't turn the ball over. Had 0 turnovers. You got to protect the quarterback, right? We typically say at the NFL level, no more than 3 sacks. We only had 2 of those. Oh, how many penalties did we have on offense, right? So very, 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 very. I don't even think we had a penalty.
No, we did. We had shitty calls by the refs.
No, I'm talking about on offense.
That's what I mean. The push off from Pickens.
Oh, that was the one. Yeah.
I think there was a Van Jefferson false start or something.
You know what?
Maybe he actually had a couple. I think.
You know what? I'll take that one off then, because even though I'm agreeing with you. I'm gonna leave that one off.
The Pickens one was a bad one.
The Pickens was tick-tack, but I'm with you. So we'll take that off. But then the other part was third down, right? How many 3-and-outs do we have? We have 1 3-and-out the whole game, man. So now you tell me we're sustaining drives? That's the argument in terms of to help your defense out. So everything that we need to hit on, except what? We want, instead of it being 6 field goals, we want to have touchdowns in there somewhere. If that's the end part that we're trying to get, think about how long we were trying to get that to be the case past 2 years. Like, yo, can we just keep getting in position?
Yeah.
Like, we weren't even getting in position. And then it'll be like, oh, now we finally made it work. That wasn't the case yesterday. We were able to have that. We were able to keep the drives alive. We were able to sustain it.
This is after 1 week.
1 week and waking up the morning of saying, hey, Deke, you starting today. Changes a lot. Changes a lot, man.
And I look back at Kansas City last year.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Ravens in the AFC Championship 17-10.
I thought you had to score 30. Yeah.
And the Super Bowl, before going to overtime, the Chiefs and the Niners were tied 19-19.
Hold on. I thought you had to have 30. I thought you had to have 30, throw for 5 touchdowns and win the game, man.
No, you don't have to. Obviously, it is nice if your offense is capable of winning in a shootout, and that remains to be seen. We need to keep developing as a unit, as a group together. But
the same way you got to win in a shootout,
a win's a
you got to
win.
win in a one
Exactly,
score,
and that's
too,
something
man.
guys like Mahomes have perfected. Where if it is a grinded out game, he knows how to play to that.
Yeah, you got to know how to.
When it is a shootout, you know how to ramp it up.
Chances.
Exactly. You pick your spots.
Yeah, and they're 2 different styles of games. Like with the shootout, you are gonna have a higher probability of a turnover, but you accept it because you know this is what it is. You got to come out and outgun this dude, man. But there are times where it's like, yo, all 11 of us, we got to play this one a little bit close to the vest. It's not going to be this elaborate plan. It's going to be more tight. Then we got to pick our spot. And both things matter. And like you said, you see it in the regular season. You saw it in the postseason last year. You look at the Lions and Niners game, right? A lot higher scoring. A lot more of that. But different in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl was more of the, I know everything you do. You know everything I do. I know what your strengths are and weaknesses are. So it's not going to always look good. But you still got to find a way to win. And that's what we ultimately did yesterday, man. So
if our defense is, and my point is, if our defense is playing like that, how many shootouts are we really going to be in?
And that's my thing.
Who knows? I mean, you go up against quarterbacks like Mahomes and Burrow, and they could ultimately get to that point. But let's not act like a really good defense can't neutralize a good offense or a good quarterback.
How many times do we see it?
And on a given game or a given week.
I mean, you brought up Joe Burrow. Now, I don't know if you wanted to say that was more of the injury or was it more of the Patriots?
I think it's just week 1 Burrow, week 1 Bengals. It's just how they operate. I think they're 0-5 or something with Burrow in week 1.
I mean, it was Mayo's first opportunity, though. Mayo got the
Gatorade
bath
I'm telling you,
bro.
I really am concerned for Burrow and this wrist injury of being the same going forward. I am. I don't know if he will be.
Jamar Chase even pulled back up. He said, bro, I ain't Hassan Reddick. Hassan giving up money. Chase said, bro, I'm pulling up. I like Jamar Chase. You a smart man, bro. Shout out to Jamar Chase, man.
Yeah, I can't believe his deal wasn't done yet.
Man.
But what's crazy is if you think about it, with Jefferson last year, he played that whole season without having his big contract.
Yeah.
Which was wild. And he gets hurt, but then he's just still that good. He's just still that amazing.
But even when he got hurt, he already had 1,000 yards too. Like this, Jefferson was different, bro.
Yeah, he's unreal.
But I like Jamar though. Jamar ain't going for it. Jamar said, "You gonna pay me still though." I just think that I don't know, because I was gonna wonder, does he pull this and now say, since I am doing this, you got to bump up that money a little bit more now?
They're not going to listen to that.
I would agree. And he still has a year left, so he can't play the whole, I'm definitely not coming back. He's like, you got this year, plus they can tag you, man.